had 2 field goals. I mean, that was an ugly game, but they were making more than New England did. And I'm thinking New England gets the ball last. I guess nobody wanted them to win the game. Not even Mother Nature wanted them to win because on the last possession, um, it was just getting the pour down rain, and as they was getting ready for the last drive, and Tompkins and Dobson and Amendola, they just didn't make enough plays, man. And this was a huge win for Cincinnati to keep of all teams Cleveland for the AFC North. Um, it was
Yeah, and you didn't watch the San Francisco Houston game where in the first couple of minutes of the game, his first pass again, I think it was, where he
yeah,
threw a freaking
the first
first pass
pass.
again. Yeah, where Schaub pick six.
4 straight games he has a pick six. No wonder why people were so excited
You
with
know
the
what?
pick six burger.
Yeah, man. Where is that in Tennessee? They're gonna be.
That's in
Oh,
Texas.
that's in That's right, Texas. I'm sorry. They're gonna be selling a lot of freaking pick six burgers, man. They're gonna
I
be
mean,
selling a lot of pick six burgers.
right now I'm just thinking he's thinking too much. He's not concentrating. He's letting all the jibber jabber get into him, and he's just not playing good football right now. And this has been quite the Monday overreaction Monday, and people saying, should Eli be benched? Should Cam
No.
Newton be benched? Should Matt Schaub be benched?
Yes.
I mean, it's just
Hey, thank.
maybe it's look. They still have a chance to at least get a wild card. I feel like at this point, Indy's just a flat out better team than they are right now, and Indy could very well win that AFC South the way they've been
Uh huh.
playing. I'm just I don't know. You really trust in TJ
He's
Yates?
not having a good year. He's not having a good year. Hey, I want to thank Jacksonville for just following it through for me. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, damn you. Well, look, I had the guts to pick Jacksonville. I thought it was, and they got out to a good start in that too. But St. Louis eventually start getting it together. I mean, they're 0-5. St. Louis is now 2-3. Kansas City still unbeaten, 5-0. Out if the Kansas City Chiefs are really gonna make some noise, Smith can't be all conservative.
Well, they don't play Denver until later on.
Yeah,
It's a
so
while before
when
they
that
play
Denver
Denver.
game rolls,
I hope this still
forget being
follows.
conservative. You guys to you guys to make some big
Well,
play.
Kansas City's got a good defense. At
The
least it
defense
looks
is
like
good.
it.
The deep Flowers is a talented cornerback.
They got
Uh,
Barry.
Barry as
I was
well. I
there
mean
when they
that front
drafted him.
line.
Yeah, I was there when they drafted Barry.
Yeah. So Tennessee first. Ryan Fitzpatrick. He hasn't played in a long time. Since his days with Buffalo. I mean it was a close game, but then Kansas City just pulled ahead down the stretch, and all I know is I'm just saying Alex Smith, he's conservative, but he's not gonna throw a lot of turnovers, and
Well, that's what you
and
want.
that's what you want in a quarterback. All I'm saying is if you take on a high score team like Denver, for example, in the same division, both 5-0 as well, you can't be conservative. You can't just play it safe. You have to air it out. You can't just rely on those short passes and turn into long plays. You can't be conservative against Denver. So I'm looking forward to that when those two teams meet. Who knows? They may still be undefeated by the time they face each other. I mean, you never know. But Andy Reid's doing a pretty good job. Maybe he should be in line for Coach of the Year. And he's doing awfully better than his former team. That's for damn sure.
Yes.
Uh, Super Bowl champs, Baltimore Ravens, now 3-2. Miami Dolphins are 3-2 as well. 26-23 is the final score. Wade Weiss having a big game yesterday, 2 touchdowns. Uh, Joe Flacco, no 5 interception game on this one. Um, when
Yeah, they
Wade
only
Weiss is
won by
playing the
3
way
though.
he's playing, Joe Flacco don't need to be relied on that much.
Yeah, but they only won by 3.
And they won by 3, and it was at Miami.
You know.
It Tannehill. I mean, people talk about these young quarterbacks. Of all the young quarterbacks, Tannehill, he looks like he's got potential, but he still have a long way to go.
Atlanta better win tonight, man.
Yeah, the next game is the Falcons versus the Jets, and Geno
About that?
Smith,
Yeah,
Matt Ryan.
yeah. Geno Smith, Matt Ryan. I'm thinking that Matt Ryan should really then that Falcons should dominate the Jets. But
Yeah,
we'll see what
Atlanta
happens.
to me has been, as far as with the free agents that they have had, has been a disappointing team thus far. So they definitely need a game. They need to win tonight to at least stay in the hunt for the playoffs, because the way that the Saints are playing, and the improved defense, huge credits to Wine, Bob Wine,
Mm-hmm.
for what he has done. He made it a top 10 defense as far as I'm concerned. Atlanta needs to start winning some games, and the Jets will obviously be a good start. But don't. But speaking of good defense, do not sleep on Rex Wine's defense. Given regardless of their record, he's a good defensive mind, and he's going to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. So Matt Wine, you know, just stick with the game plan. Don't force. You know, game gives you. So another game. Speaking of the Saints, they're 5-0, beat Chicago
Yeah.
6-18. Speaking of streaks, Drew Brees'
Yes.
consecutive games with 300 yards came to an end. He only had 248, but Cutler, he did have a turnover. And the Bears now lost the last 2 games. They head into your Giants. So maybe there's hope for your Giants to get that first win.
Who knows?
If there's any chance, I pick Eli over Cutler,
Hey, you know
but
something? How about the Broncos being favored by 28 over the Jags already?
I mean that's
Is
just
that crazy? 28
Yeah.
points.
I don't. That sounds about accurate to me. That sounds
Sounds
exactly
about
what the
accurate to me.
outcome was going to be. They may score another 50.
That's
You
crazy,
know,
huh?
Over or under 40 points for Denver.
That's nuts.
Against-
That's nuts. How about Josh Freeman signing with the Vikings?
And it's a
getting
1
$3
year,
million.
$3 million.
$3 million. Yeah. It's 1 year, $3 million. And the money that he got from Tampa Bay, because they got rid of him, so they paid him, right? He's making about
Yeah.
$11 million this year, this guy.
You're not getting paid that much money and not going to eventually get any started time.
Now they already got Ponder.
Ponder and Castle.
Castle
did
over
win at London against the Steelers.
Yeah, so what are you saying? Ponder's gone? And Castle's going to still be the backup, and Freeman's going to... How long is it going to be until Freeman starts?
Maybe 2-3 week time.
That's crazy, isn't it?
2-3 weeks. I mean,
Is that crazy or what? Does that not... Does not... What kind of message does that send to your team?
well, I mean, Ponder, he's had his share of good moments, but they only have one game won, and it wasn't by him. Castle won it. And but Castle, he's a journeyman quarterback at this point. So Freeman, I don't know. It's mixed signals in Minnesota right now. You still have Adrian Peterson, and look, Adrian Peterson, he can run the ball, he can get you some catches, but you're gonna need a quarterback in that division with Stafford and Aaron Rodgers. And I mean, Ponder has had his chances, he just hasn't been getting it done.
I never thought Ponder was a starting quarterback in the NFL.
I mean,
I'll tell you something right now.
he did even with Peterson, they did win to the playoffs last season. Now
I know, but I never thought he was a starting quarterback anyway. You know what? Tony Romo's a better quarterback than Ponder. Okay?
that's fair. That's fair.
All right? And you
Yeah,
know me,
yeah.
I'm not a Tony Romo fan, but I say it as it is, as I see it. You know what I mean?
Um,
And for Jerry Jones to say that game yesterday was a moral victory for his team, you're a moron. Moral
it's
victory.
not for a guy that is a 3-time Super Bowl champion to say something like that. I mean,
That's stupid.
that's just I don't know. That's not what you want to hear from a Mr.
Moral.
Do It All. He's the
That was the
owner,
greatest
the
game that ever.
president,
Yeah.
and general manager of that team. I mean, you wanna at least applaud them for the effort for keeping the game close, but at the same time, it's still a loss, and you want to hear Jerry Jones or any owner saying we could have done better.
Done
Back to the
better.
drawing board.
And it was Tony that lost you the game. That was as a Dallas Cowboy quarterback. That's the best I've ever seen him play. Too bad he threw that interception. That was a moral victory for it. What are you, a moron? Unstinking believable. Hey, Jerry Jones, you say something that are perfect, but then you go too far. That moral victory line was way too far. You shouldn't have said that. There are no moral victories in professional sports. Okay? You either win or you lose, and that's
Well,
it.
you gotta even with a loss, you gotta find some positive in it, knowing
There is
what
no
you've done
positive in losing.
and knowing what you can do better. You gotta find some sort of positive in defeat
So
sometimes.
you're telling me when the Pittsburgh Pirates get knocked out of the playoffs this year, you're gonna say, oh, they had a good season. They got there for the first time in 20 some odd
Yes,
years or whatever.
it's the first time, and that's because they can. It's okay for them to go with that approach because they haven't been in the postseason since the 1990s. Nobody even thought that they would be making it. They'd be on the verge of advancing to the next round. So
That's what I
they.
say to that.
Oh, and the Green Bay Packers, they now are above at least a
How about the
500 team.
Packers? How about the Packers freaking beating Detroit? Come on, Detroit for Jiminy Crickets.
22-9,
And
but
you know
obviously
something?
the huge factor that Megatron did not play, Burleson did not play, Stafford didn't even have anyone to throw the ball to.
You,
So, in Rodgers, he got Nelson, he's got Jones, he's got Finley. Eddie Lacy came back from the concussion. Um,
come
they're
on, it
two
was.
and two.
I was shocked. Who'd you take, Green Bay or Detroit in that game?
I did say on the air Detroit, but when I looked at my pick 'em, I Green Bay.
Oh, you cheater!
I thought I could have sworn I had Detroit, but
I've done. Feel bad.
I mean,
I've done that too. Like last week, I did it. I was gonna switch
yeah.
it. I switched my pick, and the team I switched it to didn't win, and I didn't switch it. I've done that.
But
I don't
it,
feel
it
so
just
bad.
shows for Stafford. I mean, you're the quarterback. You can throw all these yards.
Well,
And look,
look at New England. You're Tom Brady. You get 6 points.
6 point,
6
no
points.
touchdowns.
No touchdowns. I know. What? Hello.
No touchdowns for Stafford neither. That was just 3 field goals.
I know.
It's
Same thing
just-
with Houston.
I mean, let's see who scored the
Same thing with
least.
Carolina. Houston scored the least this week.
Yeah, Houston scored 3 and Dallas 51.
No,
Scored the most.
Broncos 51.
Yeah, Broncos scored the most
Get it
with
right.
51.
Not Dallas. The Broncos were 51.
Yeah, I said Denver.
No, you said Dallas.
I could have sworn I said
No,
Denver.
you said Dallas. You said Dallas were 51. I heard it. That's why I said so.
Okay.
So you really so we got only about 9 minutes left in the show. I
Yeah.
want to switch gears with you. You'll be
Okay.
back tomorrow. We can continue more NFL talk tomorrow. I want to switch gears with you a little bit. You are a WWE wrestling fan like myself. Big
Yeah.
time wrestling fan. You
Yeah.
always go to your buddy's house, Andrew, who I'm shocked is not here. You always go to his house hey, you always go to his. Look at her. She's pissed off at the Pirates lost today, man. What are you worried about? St. Louis has got one more game to win. Don't worry. But you're always going to Andrew's house to watch the pay-per-view events for wrestling.
I do want to point